Good evening, everybody. What's going on? What's up, Satellite? Justice Brett, Arcane. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. It's been a fine day. Fine enough, anyway. Fine enough to get me here. Arcane, thank you for the 3-stream streak. Is that little backwards L-shaped decorative element coming out of the crystal's pedestal a tiny Geiger head? Yes. Yes, it is. I will, you know what? I won't get out of the way. I'll embiggen it so you can see for yourself. There it is. And let's just move this over a bit so you can also appreciate the majesty that is Kane's key art. Whoever, like, I don't know who this artist is necessarily, but holy shit. Like, I love the vibe that they're putting down. I really, really do. I was doing quite well. Well, glad I could have an impact on your life, Eva. Good to see you. Good evening, Chaos. I think I just made somebody's day, didn't I? I think I did. Is that what we're calling it now? I mean, what else is it? What else should I call it? I don't know. It's here. Anyway, hi everybody. Yeah, look, so a lot of things were jockeying for position tonight. There were a lot of possibilities going into this evening. I mean, most recently we were talking about Civ 4 and like automation games like Satisfactory. I had been rolling around some stuff in my head, some indie games. I had a thought to do like a hog night tonight just for the hell of it. But ultimately, I decided to do the most comfortable thing that I could think of. And that was embark upon Final Fantasy II, what we now know as Final Fantasy IV, for real this time. So, just to put it out there, just to clarify, just so we're all on the same page here, I intend for this to be a full playthrough. It's possible it won't be. Like I said, I'm not committing to anything right now, but I have a hard time seeing myself dropping this unless I somehow get wedged into some really bad situation, which I don't think I will. I last replayed this game 6 or 7 years ago, I guess, and it went smooth like butter. How comfy we getting tonight? Very. I mean, you can see from that cod piece over there, we are well ensconced here. Here for this, I got my blankie and everything. Final Fantasy IV until it's not, yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about this one. You know, if I was, if I had gotten a wild hair to like launch into another like King's Field or Dark Souls or something, yeah, then worry. But Final Fantasy IV, nah, this should be fine. This should be smooth sailing. I'm not doing anything exotic. I'm not doing any remakes. I'm not doing like Japan hard type. I am doing the original American SNES release, which was dumbed down for us idiot Westerners, and is, for the most part, smooth sailing. Guess it's gonna have chili dogs tonight. Sonic? Is Sonic here in chat? Rip your digestive tract. I was started this after me and my daughter finished Secret of Mana. I figured it was a good place to start in JRPGs. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think this is a perfectly good place to start somebody on JRPGs. Ms. Roy, thank you so much for the Ms. Raid. Much appreciated. Good evening, Princess Balance. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Glad we can all join together for this most auspicious of nights. Yeah, I just wanted to. And I mean, this isn't a super long game either. This is a shorter game than Final Fantasy III, what we now know as Final Fantasy VI. It's a bit more streamlined. It's a bit more straightforward. I remember when I replayed it, I got through it pretty fast. So, I mean, we'll certainly talk about everything that's going on. I may or may not want to do some grinding to get like the extra cool shit in this. We'll see. Do some side stuff. Look at those damn thighs. Good evening, Hildy. You're here just in time. Yeah, that cane art, man. That's something. That sticks with you. It really does. Couldn't start Final Fantasy 4, starts Final Fantasy 4 anyway. I wanted the comfort food. I did. Is Shadows here? If Shadows is not here, I can say this. I considered doing like a, I guess almost a bait and switch. The way I've been talking about Final Fantasy 4, I considered starting a Dragon Quest instead, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I wanted something specifically familiar. I'm gonna cry at the opening for this game when the music starts. I'm fine with that. Don't make it weird. I've had a rough few weeks. I feel you. I feel you, Chaos. It's the deciding factor here, I think, was the music. I mentioned that on, was it Saturday or Thursday? I can't remember which night it was. But the soundtrack we picked for the evening just had so many Final Fantasy IV tracks in it, and it was getting to me. I was like, I need more of this. I gotta have more of this in my life. So that was the deciding factor ultimately. If not for that, I might have I might have done a swerve on y'all and done like Dragon Quest 3 or something instead. But here we are. Here we are, chat. It's just you, me, and Kane's package. Makes for a real good evening, if you ask me. Good evening, R. Dominic. Good evening, Lord Sloth. Good to see y'all. Glad you're all here. Seeing videos about making official Sonic the Hedgehog chili dogs, I feel like an honorary hedgehog. Say ROM of the OG NES. We're gonna be playing the original SNES version. That is the plan. I mean, that's what I have. Wherever it is. Where is it? I was here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yep. There it is. Really, really boring package art. Just red background and fancy sword, but you know. Saves his balls. Where do we submit Import Night submissions? There is a Dragon Coin option. You just dragon coin it up. Yeah, let's talk about that, by the way, so we don't spend the entire evening rambling about other stuff. Let me go ahead and talk about Import Night. Let me talk about the schedule, and then let's get rolling this evening, shall we? So, Thursday. We are not starting the next issue of Nintendo Power on Thursday. We're going to take a one-night break and do a special request night, because when we did the recent NES request night, it was very popular. People really seemed to enjoy that. And I decided to go with a fan favorite for this one. We're going to do SNES imports. We've done a couple nights of this in the past. People went gaga for them. They really, really enjoyed them. So why the hell not? Let's do another one. So use your Dragon Coins. Submit your games. These need to be games that were never released on the Super Nintendo in the United States. If they got subsequent international releases on other systems, fine, whatever. I'm not going to be real strict about this, but you know, just don't request like Yoshi's Island or something, you know. You can request multiple games if you want. I'm not being real strict about this one. The only deal is when we arrive on Thursday, I'm going to endeavor to at least play one game from each person who requests something before I start getting into like subsequent requests. So if 10 people request a game and one of those people requests like 20 games, then I'm gonna play those first 10 games, one from each person, before getting into that list of 20.
Like it.
So, you've got until the end of Wednesday night stream to get your requests in. If you need resources, if you need to, if you have no familiarity with the wider SNES library and you don't know what to do or where to go, I have a lot of suggestions. One, we listen to obscure SNES RPG music on here a lot. Those playlists are annotated, and they include a lot of really interesting looking games. I would hardly encourage you to just put one of those in the background or just scrub through one. And if you hear a song or see some box art that looks cool to you, just request one of those and see where we end up. Alternatively, I know that there are a lot of clickbait articles out there about the best 20 or 25 or 50 or 100 Japanese-only SNES games. You could scroll through one of those, look for something interesting looking, and throw it up there. Just skimming through one of those, I saw a Western-themed Legend of Zelda-like that looked pretty cool. So, also, cheers, chat. The most dangerous thing in this house for me is a bottle of wine that my wife doesn't like, because that means I get to drink it at my pace. My pace is scary. About games not on the SNES, but I got a future and point in the app. Yeah, that's fine. Totally fine. That's not even a Pinot. That's a red blend. It's just some random red blend. No, it is cheap. This is some cheap ass wine, and this is a lot of wine, by the way. I have been working my way through it. Oh yes, reminds me. Your game does not necessarily have to have a fan translation. It's not required. You can request whatever you want. Certainly, if you request an RPG or an adventure game or something, we'll spend more time with it and we'll get more out of it if it does have a fan translation that I can get a hold of. But if not, no big deal. We can still glance at it. It's fine. Sell the fancy ass glass. I do, don't I? I do. Be hungover as shit. I don't really get hangovers anymore. I think I've been drinking so long and so hard now, I don't really get hangovers anymore. I thought that was gonna be a problem when I started jogging, and it wasn't. It really super wasn't. Read the clickbait articles. Have you played Jikyo Oshaberi Parodius? I have, but there is nothing wrong with requesting it again. Dave, if you weren't around for that, I would be more than happy to play through a couple levels for you. Yeah. No, your body really does adjust to it. I'm genuinely kind of surprised. I used to get terrible hangovers. Like, really, really bad. I used to have to be really careful about drinking too much before important days because I would just be in a mess the following day. Now, doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters now. I could drink half a bottle of wine, which coincidentally is exactly what I'm gonna do tonight, and be entirely fine the next day. Entire life is a hangover. I watched another streamer play through the remake of the original. Seems like a natural fit. It does. I am also a bougie bitch. It's true. Can't deny it. No, Fury Fighter Clock Tower is totally fine. I think you're around for it. I did do a full playthrough of Clock Tower years ago, so I know what I'm getting into too. We can just kind of fuck around in the opening scenes, get some really funny death scenes out of it. Should be a good time. As a bartender, I basically stopped getting hangovers like tequila. Oh god, yeah. I felt particularly blessed. Tequila always treated me really well. I never got hangovers off of tequila, which all my friends were like gobsmacked at that. They were like, they couldn't believe it because tequila just annihilated all of them. We used to do safety meetings with shots during shifts and 0 hangovers. Nice. Black Tower is pretty funny, yeah. I mean, it's a surprisingly effective horror game. But at the same time, it can be really funny. There's some absolutely hilarious deaths in it. Tequila and I have never gone along. I think that's the standard. I think most people do not have good experiences with tequila. Okay, here's the thing. My experience with tequila. Let me give you some background here before I talk about the schedule and crack into some Final Fantasy. Okay. In college, I didn't drink. I was boring. I didn't party. I didn't do anything. Post college, I spent a month in Spain. Fresh out of college, I did the whole backpacking in Europe thing, focused on Spain. And in Spain, it is literally easier to get beer than water. So I started to learn tapas and vermouth. I started learning how to drink off of cheap beers and wines and cocktails and whatnot. When I was in Madrid, we did a pub crawl one night with the hostel I was staying at. Did a pub crawl, and the deal we had was that every bar we stopped at, we got a shot of tequila. And by the second bar, people were volunteering their tequila shots. They were like, I can't do this. And I was the guy who was disposing of them. And I must have done I think we ended up at like 5 different bars that night. I think it's possible I might have done like a dozen shots of tequila over the course of the evening. And we were out late. We were out really, really late. And I got fucked. There's a blurry line from that evening where I just don't remember anything. I don't actually remember the last place we went to at all. I know I eventually made it back to the hostel. I remember waking up the next morning because that was an eventful morning. And I felt fine. I felt completely fine. I had like the best day after that. So. And I've had tequila a couple times since then, and it has always treated me right. I have had terrible hangovers. I had some absolutely god-awful hangovers in Japan, mainly off of sake. Yeah, I forgot I got so drunk I forgot I was supposed to be hungover. Yeah, sake does not treat me well. Sake, I think, was the worst hangover I've ever had. But yeah. Dude, PM Collector Boy with Quinky Dink got started on Final Fantasy Tactics on your Steam Deck. Nice. That should be a good time. Did you ever do the cool thing with the wine where you pour from way high enough to drink it? No, I was not that adventurous. Despite the story I just told, I've never been that adventurous. So I did learn what I do feel. I'm thankful for a lot of things from that Spain trip. One of them is I did learn what good sangria is. So, it's a blessing and a curse. I know what good sangria tastes like. I know how to look for it. I know what I want. At the same time, the vast majority of bottled sangria I get here is ass. It's terrible. It's really, really bad. So, but when I do get a good one, oh, I cherish it. It is so wonderful. Look at the hair of the dog. You just ate the whole dog. I just wrapped all the way back around. Never get hangovers. I'm just sleeping the next day. Yeah. I don't even, like, straight up, I don't even notice anymore, man. I wake up in the morning and, like, I can't really tell the difference anymore. Is this a hangover? Isn't it? Am I just getting old? Do I just not want to get up today? Who the fuck cares? I gotta get my kids to school. Never been drunk. I don't know what a hangover feels like. Well, I wouldn't encourage you to find out. It's not pleasant, certainly. Remember Callan taking a drink, we'll have a blast. That would be fun. I'll take you up on that, Hildy. Yeah. No, it's not great. It's not great. I would not encourage it, so. Nor would I encourage anyone who lives a dry life to change that. So, I don't necessarily think my life has been enhanced by drinking. And I think I'm very fortunate that I'm not particularly inclined towards alcoholism. I certainly could be. I certainly have the capacity for it, but fortunately, there's no compulsion to this. I drink because I like to and not because I need to. Pissing the night away. Red wine and Coke is pretty good. I've never tried that. I might give that a try. Maybe with this crappy red wine I have right now. Likewise, if you're ever in KC, we'll go grab some. Ooh, that'd be nice, Ms. Roy. That'd be really, really nice. Paradoxically, you can handle a ton of alcohol. Oh. Usually stop before I get past tipsy. That's smart. That's a good way to do it. Similar feelings about booze. Not been drinking for a while. I like it. Could start again at any moment. Be happy. Yeah. Like when my wife was in Japan, when she was taking care of her family and it was just me and the girls, I stopped drinking during those times. Just out of an abundance of caution to make sure that I was in my right mind if there were any emergencies or anything, and I didn't miss it. It was fine. It was totally fine. Never been drunk and I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's absolutely not a defining experience. It's not something anybody needs, you know. Still angry at my Japanese chocolate having alcohol in it. Oh, that's a shame. Not a drinker, not a principal. Have you had to find anything that doesn't take chemical burning? I was that way for a long time, Naren. Yeah. It was cocktails that got me out of that, because like a cocktail, I think a lot of cocktails are basically designed to hide the alcohol. Especially if you get them in like big chain restaurants and stuff. They're gonna have so much sugar and syrup and stuff in them, you're not even gonna realize you're drinking alcohol. But yeah. By way of cocktails, I did eventually discover like alcohol flavors that I enjoy, like gin. Jesus Christ, I love gin so much. And I never thought I would. Like I never thought I would enjoy the flavor of alcohol, but man, yeah. Everyone else ever mentioned how stingy useful it is to just chuck rocks in Final Fantasy Tactics? It is, yeah. It's a surprisingly effective tactic. Easy to overlook because it doesn't sound very impactful, but there you go. Had red wine and Coke put in our faces by our Spanish bar manager, and we're like, why? Oh, this is good, but why? Just hanging out with some really enabling drunks this way. Yeah, that's not something anybody needs in their life. Beer that got me into enjoying beer is Bud Light. I mean, whatever works, man. I can't judge on beer. I don't like beer. I've had beers that were fine. I tend to like Japanese beers, but yeah, they're definitely not my drink of choice. I very much prefer cocktails. I love cocktails. I enjoy a lot of different wines. I don't really enjoy beer that much. More or less quit drinking at this point in your life. Don't really miss it. That's good, yeah. That's good. Go for a mojito. I love mojitos. Starbucks crew with shitty hipsters, PBR and tequila shots. Usually have sake or Japanese whiskey. You know, I have Japanese whiskey. Really good one. I have a really good Japanese whiskey that I'm saving for when I get an actual job. So, and I really want an actual job so that I can crack that thing open at long last. Someday, chat. We'll get there. Had a massive 2 beers the other night. The most I've had in drinking. Get in Ichiban. I liked Sapporo. From what I remember, I had all the big name Japanese beers, and I think it was Sapporo that I liked the most. Also, an Alcoholic X, I feel like that plays. Yeah, it definitely would. Yeah, I'm fortunate that I haven't had any alcoholics in my life to influence me one way or another. So. The Japanese beer I've had is Sapporo, which I have to assume is the Japanese answer to Foster's. I had alcohol-free raspberry beer, not a fan of beer. Yeah. It's a good idea. Whiskey tastes better. And on that note, let's talk about the schedule and let's get to it, shall we? Bloop. There we go. Someday, man. Someday. Alright, schedule. What are we doing streams-wise? I couldn't resist myself, chat. I wanted something cozy. I wanted something familiar. We're doing Final Fantasy 2. What we now know is Final Fantasy 4. I know I gave some strong indications that I was going to play this. I did consider a lot of alternate possibilities here. I was seriously... I mean, Civ 4 was a close second. Absolutely. I was considering automation games like Satisfactory. I was considering indie games that I've been talking about, like Silt. I was considering some absolutely out there possibilities. I was considering picking up some dropped series. I was considering a lot of things. I even thought about just doing a hog night tonight for the hell of it. Where the hell did Cecil's pants go? Nobody in this game has any pants, chat. Didn't you know that? Weren't you aware of that? Final Fantasy IV takes place in a pants-free environment. But yeah. So yeah, we're doing Final Fantasy IV. Again, I am not going to commit to a full playthrough like I normally do. At the same time, I have a hard time imagining that I'm gonna drop this out of frustration or whatever. Like, I am playing this specifically for comfort. I don't know what I could possibly play that would be more comfortable than this, so I think you can probably count on a full playthrough. It's also not a super long game either, so. So expect this Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Oh, I may, if I get a wild inclination, I may interrupt this with other stuff. That's part of the whole no commitment thing. So like, even if I'm super enjoying this, it's entirely possible that tomorrow night I'll just do like some random one-off thing just because I feel like it, and then come back to this on Wednesday. So we're in full Chaos-tober mode here, okay? Anything goes. Thursday though, as the bot just reminded you, we're taking a brief break from the power hours. We're gonna do an SNES import night. I figured let's do a popular one for our first official one. If you've got an SNES game, or rather Super Famicom game, that never made it to the United States, you want to request it, you want to take a look at it, put it in with your Dragon Coins, we'll randomize them all up, probably put them on a wheel or something on Thursday, and play as many of them as we can get to. So Friday, I don't know what I'm gonna do Friday. Some variety thing. And then Saturday we'll start the next issue of Nintendo Power, unless y'all request so many cool looking Super Famicom games that we need 2 nights to look at all of them. I'm not promising that. Again, I'm not committing to anything, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. So comfortable as pants option. Apparently, Onion Knights are an unremarkable job class against the deceptive surge in power really late. Someone streamed the Infra. I didn't realize there was an Infra sequel. I would love to stream Infra for y'all, but it makes me nauseous. I actually get pretty bad motion sickness from that, so. Which pains me, because Infra's a really cool game. But I'm afraid it will not happen. Alright, anyway, Chad. Super Famicom Request Night is Thursday, yes. So you've got tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday to get in your requests. At the end of Wednesday night, I will close requests so I can get out there and grab up all the fam translations and stuff that I don't have and get everything ready. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything's chaotic right now. Everything is subject to change. Life comes at you fast. Life is a lot to handle right now, so I feel you on that. Anyway, I'm not gonna belabor this. I'm not gonna talk about this before we get to it. I'm just gonna get to it because I have plenty to say about this game while we're actually playing it. This is one of my all-time favorite Final Fantasies. It is not my favorite. My favorite is Final Fantasy VI. It's not my second favorite. My second favorite is Final Fantasy X, but it is my third favorite. And considering how many Final Fantasies there are there, that's not exactly faint praise. Did you undo? Hell yes, I did. I love Final Fantasy X. I'll give you one better than that. I will stand Final Fantasy X2 like every day of the week. I think X2 in a lot of ways is better than 10. X2 is fantastic. Don't y'all fuck with me. I'll stream them. I'll stream them both. I'll do it. I'm crazy. Watch what you say, chat. You don't know what you're fucking with here. Final Fantasy X is a great game. Who said it wasn't? I mean, look. I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. Final Fantasy games are contentious. They are all contentious. Every single Final Fantasy game in existence is somebody's favorite and somebody's least favorite. All of them. Even 2. Not this one. The actual 2. Which I can't imagine. But still, it's true. That's the simple truth. No. Final Fantasy VI is my favorite Final Fantasy. I'm not going to try and convince anybody else that it should be their favorite Final Fantasy, but on a very personal level, it is my favorite. A lot of people, their favorite is Final Fantasy VII. Cool, that's great. A lot of people's favorite is Final Fantasy IX. Not my thing, but you do you. Final Fantasy X is my second favorite. I know for a fact there are people out there whose favorite Final Fantasy is 10. There are also people whose least favorite Final Fantasy is 10. It takes all types, chat. Such differences make the world go round. So that's just how it be. I feel like eventually on this channel, we're gonna work our way through all the Final Fantasies one way or another. I mean, this is, okay, I've done Final Fantasy, I haven't beaten all of these, but I did Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 5, and Final Fantasy 6. So this is the 5th Final Fantasy that I've done on this channel. Mainline, specifically. So, as far as the ones that I've actually played, we're past like the halfway point, so. And the ones I haven't played, I have perverse curiosities about, so. I bet a lot of people's favorite corresponds to the first one they played. I mean, the first one I played was the first Final Fantasy, the NES one. And I think you are right in that I definitely have a much more favorable opinion than most people because it was my first. And it's definitely up there for me. But yeah, 6 is... I don't think anything will ever unseat 6. 6 is just... I think you're onto something there, Dave, actually. I don't think it's necessarily the first one you played. I think it's the one... maybe the one you played when you were the most impressionable. The one that had the most opportunity for impact upon you. And for me, that was 6. By the time 7 came around, I was starting to be much more critical of games. I was starting to get pickier about their plot points and their pacing and stuff. But I think 6 still came at a time when I could just, like, unapologetically love a game, flaws and all. So, yeah. That being said, 10 is my second favorite. I was in college when I played 10. I was a practicing English major when I played Final Fantasy X. It's still my second favorite, so your mileage may vary. Should I boost the 12 love when I've never finished it? It's undeniably one that continues to call to me. I mean, why not, right? Why not? Favorite Tactics, but I first played 7. I love Final Fantasy 1 for the nostalgia it brings you. The original version of the game is a bit of a mess. It absolutely is, yeah. It is a giant clusterfuck. 5 is your favorite, and I'm mature enough to say yes it is, because the one we miss. I haven't actually gotten meaningfully through a Final Fantasy through those 7 is probably your favorite. Sucker for the sci-fi fantasy thing. Yeah. Before we really crack into it, chat, let me just run you down my experience so you know where I'm coming from. As a child, I played American 1, 2, and 3, which we now know as 1, 4, and 6. And I loved them progressively more and more as we went. When I was in high school, I played 7 and 8. I played 9. I played most of 9 and kind of burned out on it. 10, I was real big into when it came out, and then I played 10 too because I was such a fan of 10, and I beat both of them. After that, I kind of fell off. 11 was an MMO and not one that I was particularly interested in. 12, I kind of had the people around me didn't like 12, so it kind of warned me off of it. I have played 13. I played 13 on Steam. I have like a dozen hours in it or something. I do not like it. And then I haven't played one since then. So, overall, all told, I've played and beaten Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. I love it. I have played Final Fantasy 2, the GBA remake. I think it's terrible. I played 3, the DS remake. I think it's bad. 4 is here right in front of us. I have streamed Final Fantasy 5. I made it all the way to the final boss, but I couldn't beat it. I think it's good. I think I will never have the same appreciation for it that others do because I didn't play it during my impressionable years, so forgive me for that. 6 is my favorite. I like 7. I think 7's a very good game, but it's a step back in a lot of ways from 6, so it'll never be my favorite. 8, I really want to revisit. I think of all the Final Fantasies I played before, 8 is the one I want to revisit the most. I hated it when I played it. I absolutely hated it. And then after I finished it, in retrospect, I started to warm up to it more and more. 9, I didn't like it the first time I played it. I streamed it. I liked it more, but it's still never going to be one of my favorites. I have too many issues with it. 10 is my second favorite, but I haven't played it since college. So, the other ones I either haven't played or 13, which I never want to play again, frankly. All right, we have a save, but I'm gonna start a new game. We're gonna roll with it. I love 8 setting. I think 8 has one of the most creative settings. 10 is hard at the end. I was surprised. It's hard if you haven't been doing all the side stuff. I was doing the side stuff, and it made the end really, really funny. Really, really, really funny. I want to be more interested in 8 because obviously super experimental. Yeah. Captain Cecil, we're about to arrive. Good. Sad Cecil. Get used to seeing that. He's going to be navel-gazing a lot in this game. Why are we robbing crystals from innocent people? That's our duty. Do we really have to keep doing this? Give us the crystal water. What have we done? The crystal or your life. Never. Then take the crystal by force. Eight has Laguna, therefore is the best Final Fantasy by default. Wah! No, don't dare to defy us. Arg! Okay, I have to point something out here. So, me and a lot of other kids, we had Final Fantasy 1, the original Final Fantasy on NES. And that was a very straightforward, like, lifted straight from the pages of D&D RPG. Had some really neat stuff in it. Had some weird, like, sci-fi shit later on. Cool game. Yeah, whatever. Final Fantasy 2, this was a revelation when we got it, because all of a sudden, now there were like cutscenes. There were like animations, like things were actually happening. In Final Fantasy 1, everything happens in dialogue. Like, there are no scenes like this in Final Fantasy 1. So Final Fantasy 2 having these active scenes where characters move around and like people die and stuff, this is like, oh my god, this is huge. Because, of course, as Americans, we skipped over the real Final Fantasy 2 and 3. So all of the connective tissue there where Square was kind of evolving their style into what would become this, we missed on that. We went straight from 1 to 4, and that was like mind-blowing. My, all right, take the crystal. You should have said it earlier. Smack you around. You have 4 silent protagonists in Final Fantasy 1, but yeah, Final Fantasy 4, suddenly cinema scenes. Suddenly it's high drama. Why is the King of Baron doing this? Why do you pursue the crystal so eagerly? Double ellipsis. Sad Cecil. Yeah, the pixel art in this is a big reason why I'm playing it. Look, Final Fantasy 6 is an amazing looking game, but there is something quintessentially cozy about Final Fantasy 4. I really do think it's the coziest of all the Final Fantasies. Something about the combination of its art style and its soundtrack. I really think this is the coziest Final Fantasy they've ever made. We take pride in being members of the Red Wings. Looting is out of the question. Stop it. Captain, we can't stand doing this anymore. Listen, possessing the crystal is an essential factor for our prosperity. Moreover, His Majesty judged that the Cityans know too much about the secret of the crystal. We are the Red Wings, the Air Force of the Kingdom Baron. The royal command is absolute. Captain! And then Sad Cecil. And I really want to give the game props there with like just very, very simple animations and pacing, making it entirely clear, even to like dumbass elementary school me at the time, that like Cecil is professing things he doesn't believe. Like, he knows it's his job to toe the line, but in his heart, he doesn't really feel it. So, yes, as an adult, this is all fucking obvious. It is, if anything, overstated. But again, to get that through the thick skull of an elementary school kid back in the 90s, good job, folks. Good job. Also, monsters! Take up fighting positions. Man the cannons. Damn the torpedoes. Okay, I'm not actually doing anything here. This is still a cutscene. Ouch! You okay? Capital O, okay. More coming. Watch out! The ravens of this are so horrifying. They have these huge serpentine necks. By the way, remember Firebomb and Litbolt. We'll be seeing them again eventually. Everyone okay? Yes, sir. But there are too many monsters these days. Too many. Agreed. What's happening? We are over Baron. Make a landing. I remember wanting the ability shown off in these cutscenes and never getting them. They're in the game. We will get them. They're just not easy to come by, is the thing. And by the time you get them, they suck. Yeah, Cecil can get them. They're consumables. They're rare drops from enemies late in the game. Bagan. I hate this motherfucker. Oh, Cecil. Is it the crystal of water? But Mysidians were so helpless. Gonna take another aside here. This game has a pretty rough localization in its original incarnation. This is, honestly, one of the reasons why I want to play this version. I know personally I would probably get more out of playing the 3D remake or the Pixel remake, but I think for a lot of people, you've never seen the original Final Fantasy IV, and there's a lot to talk about here. Most notably, pretty rough localization. Like, this is something that's always been very important to me in my own work in localization. It's very, very easy for localized lines to sound compartmentalized, to sound like just like little capsules of conversation and not actually connect to other things. And this is a perfect example of it. Bagan says, "Oh, Cecil, is it?" You should be saying, "Is that?" But is it the crystal water? And then Cecil just immediately skips over a bunch of normal human conversation to get to his own misgivings about what he just did. So, and in a more solid localization, Cecil would actually respond to what the other human being in front of him just said before launching into his own misgiving. Early Japanese translation is really awkward. It's kind of neat to see Square's localization evolve over the years, because it goes from being rough as hell to really good. Like, honestly, best in class for some titles around the PlayStation era. What are you trying to say? This way, Cecil. Final Fantasy IV 3D is also way harder, way more involved. Yeah. I wanted something easy. Big part of why SNES Final Fantasy IV is so comfy is it's a very easy game. Again, it'd probably be more interesting, and I'd probably get more out of doing, like, Japanese hard type. I don't want to bother, man. I just want to chill. Good evening, Drake Nell. Yes, Final Fantasy IV. What we used to know is Final Fantasy II. Please wait here. Please wait here in the Squibs chamber. Your Majesty, I'm afraid Cecil has developed quite a rebellious air. Truly? Well done, Bagan. We must do something. Call him in. Yes, Your Majesty. Cecil, His Majesty summons you. Please come in. Trying to get old games working and reach my frustration limit. Yeah, that stuff can be agonizing after a while. It really can. Still don't remember hard type even being that hard. Still totally fair. Yeah, I'm not in the state of mind where I even want to take a chance on it. I need pure comfort food right now, and that's exactly what this is. We thank you for successfully completing the mission. Now, where is it? Here, my liege. Liege is a good word. They could have just kept using Majesty, 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 Majesty. So I'll give them credit for that. Hand over the crystal. Yeah, they also don't do a very good job with parentheticals in this game. There aren't very many, but they don't have a consistent grammatical style for them, and they don't really, other than the fact that there's no speaker attributed, they don't really make them clear that they're parentheticals. Real crystal. Good. Cecil, you may leave now. Sad Cecil. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Your Majesty. I love the way they spin around in their seats. That's really cute. What is it? We do not understand the meaning of taking crystals away from honest people. Disobeying me? No, I don't. We do know of your discontent, Cecil. If you cannot trust me, I can no longer place the Red Wings in your command. You are dismissed from your post. Majesty. I love this music. I really just wanted to hear this music. Yeah, no, there's no middle road in this. The localization leaves absolutely no nuance whatsoever. And then I love these two assholes just like shoving Cecil out the door. Go and hunt the summoned monsters of the Misty Valley and take this package, capital P package, to the village mist. He's not talking about Kane. You may depart tomorrow morning. Your Majesty! Cecil didn't... If you're concerned about Cecil that much, go with him, Kane! Your Majesty! Now, leave with the package. Still not talking about Kane, technically. Your Majesty! Oh, and it's been a long time since I played this version. I forgot how rough the translation is. Bring back some memories. I mean, it's not... Let me make one thing clear. It's not incomprehensible. It makes some scenes pretty awkward. You really gotta read between the lines, and I think there's some nuance and emotion that's gonna get lost that I will try to sum it up for y'all, since I kind of know what's going on here, being a localizer myself. But yeah, it's still serviceable enough. No, Kane ran in to support Cecil. I don't know how he heard what was going on or anything, but yeah, he was trying to back Cecil up, and then King just lumped him in with him. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Kane. Don't worry, he'll put you back in command of the Red Wings after this mission. But never mind, go back to your room and take a rest. And then we tutorialize. Walk in all directions using the control pad and talk to every person you meet using the A button. You must be careful not to miss what they say. An unexpected person may give you information. Alright, and at last, chat, at long last, we now have full control of our man, Cecil. So, unlike when we played, when we dinked through this before, I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm going to do everything. We're going to take our sweet time with this game. If the king hears people talk about him like this, he'll be angry. Treasure your life. I mean, this is good advice in general, I think. The king will not see you until you have completed your mission. And even then. So this is the standard Castle Baron music. I have faith in His Majesty. I feel something strange about the king lately. What's wrong? Sorry, Kane. Oh, stop that. I mastered the dark sword as commanded by His Majesty, but it was to defend and not to rob. Alright, Drake, now, enjoy your lurk. It's good to see you out here tonight. Do not blame yourself. His Majesty must have his own reason. The Misty Valley is in the northwest. If our Dragoon Kane and Cecil of the Red Wings joined forces, there would be no match. See that being said in a real threatening way? You should treasure your life? Yeah. Alright, first floor. Heard you brought back the crystal water from Mysidia. Bleh? I wasn't sleeping. We do have some nice bits of comic relief in this. Black magic class. Sleep! Hmm? Aren't you sleepy? I'm working on the use of magic spells in battles right now. Some monsters are immune to the basic spells such as fire, ice, and lit. They still didn't have enough character space for, well, actually, they didn't think to use bolt at this point. They were sticking with lit. Must be more to learn. That spell is lit. Rosa became White Wizard to be of help. Be nice to her. So, Rosa is Cecil's girlfriend. Everybody knows this. I think this is an awkward way of saying, you know, she's a white wizard in her own right. Don't look down on her or anything. The king has become very energetic lately, but something is strange. Studying the basics. I learned Cure 1 in my last class. A friend of mine, I used to joke that Kane's jump command was him doing an atomic elbow drop, and frankly, I kind of love that. Take the treasure in this room. The switch is on the wall there. Very important, chat. This tutorializes you on buttons that change things in the environment. 300 GP, Cure 1, and 10. Yeah, the potions are kind of boring in this. They're numbered off. We'll have Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3, and I think Cure 4 potions. In 3D, they're actually like getting more into it. She's here to support you. Don't you appreciate her? She's amazing, and she rewrites it over and over. By the way, this is Cecil, the Dark Knight. He's very shy, so he wears the full face helm. Let's exploring. The treasure Baron is stored here. No one is allowed. So I can't get around this guy. I can't actually mash the button from here, but I can't get through that door. I found a good place to goof off and take a nap. Oops. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, please, don't tell our boss. See our boss Sid anywhere? As mandated by law, chat, every Final Fantasy game must have a Sid. Off limits. I can't sneak my... No, I can't sneak my way in there. Biggs. Wedge. Salute. I feel something evil within this castle lately. Don't you, sir? Whole lot of foreshadowing, chat. It'll be an early leave tomorrow morning. Please take a rest. It's too late. Better to stay in, sir. First mentioned Sid in the West, or did Final Fantasy 1 have a Sid? I believe Final Fantasy 1 had a Sid, but I don't remember who it was. I feel like he was. Disadvantage to the OG SNES translation, Sid will make something off references. Cecil! You are not hurt? I was so anxious. We are not hurt. How could we be? The wizards didn't even raise their hands. Cecil! I gotta point something out. I gotta mention this. You can kind of tell by her sprite, but Rosa is decked out in like a combat bikini. This will never actually come up in the game. Nobody comments on it. There's no animated cutscenes or anything, but if you're really looking, if you're really paying attention, I mean, she's basically in a healing Speedo. 3-day, they give her like weird silken baggy things floating over her legs. Can I see you later? Yeah, later. Yeah, she's basically wearing a bikini, shoulder pads, and a cape. And not for nothing, they basically do that with Terra and Celas in Final Fantasy VI as well. So. Wiki said earlier Sid is Final Fantasy 2 and mentioned got put in remakes of Final Fantasy 1. Okay. So no Sid in Final Fantasy 1. My mistake, chat. The mages didn't submit or confined here. You can talk to them over the cage. You can talk to them over the cage. No, you can talk to them through the bars. You're that Dark Knight. You're a fucker. You don't understand, the crystal is not just jewelry. Please return the crystal to Mysidia. Another small thing, since the crystal is like this big, I think he probably should have said the crystal is not just decoration or something. Battle aerobics, put on sweatband, Tara's ready to go. Unlike every other female PC in this era, Final Fantasy has combat leotards. Hey, Cecil! What up, man? Yeah, if you're not being charitable about the art style, the crystals are fucking people-sized. How's my airship doing? What's wrong? What? Who's gonna command the Red Wings then? I'm not sure what the king is thinking. He ordered me to make an airship, but I don't want it to be used as a weapon. I mean, you're working for the military-industrial complex here, Chief. Well, I gotta go home. I've been working all night. My daughter is worried about me. I do like doing the I was, because it's actually correct use of ellipses. It is. It is. Hey, baby. Ouch, that hurts. I think the implication here is that that guy is wounded. But it sounds to me like Cecil is crawling all over him and making him uncomfortable. Captain. I'm trying to forget about things we did in Mysidia. Red Wings have lost their glitter. That mission has made me feel bad. People joining and working for military all being, I don't like doing war. Yeah. And then there's just this kind of little... Oh, I forgot. There's something I can show you. It's kind of pointless right now, but... I did not get a good feeling. See that down here? There's a secret! You're not supposed to know about this. You're not supposed to be paying any attention to this, chat. You're not supposed to be wandering around in the moat of Baron. This will be important later. Also, a bit of a graphical glitch here. Cecil's entire right side kind of disappears. Mission made me feel bad. Apocalypse now, probably. I've changed the sheets. Leaving early tomorrow morning, sir? Good night. If I remember correctly, if you stand up here and talk to her, she'll pass through you when she leaves. I think she's programmed to always go around you. I wish I had thought of that. I could have showed you something funny. These are Cecil's digs. Pretty Spartan, but would have a good view if there were windows. Instantly falls asleep. In his armor. What happened to His Majesty? Crystal Mysidia. Blue Zest, thank you so much for the raid. We're crawling out of the sewer. Good evening, Blue Zest. How you doing? What's up, young Kage? Zafu the Anomaly, good to see you. Blah. I'm crawling out of the sewer. Welcome to Final Fantasy II, what we now know as Final Fantasy IV, the original on the Super NES. Y'all are just in time. We basically just started. What's up, Frater Anatis? Good to see you. Or the propaganda for the army here is purely like defend your home, be a part of the Great Guardians, then, you know, go kill villagers for profit. Yeah, something like that. Your favorite? If Cecil's the best hero, it's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, personally, nothing will ever top Final Fantasy VI for me. I have a real soft spot for that, but this is a close runner-up. Maybe his armor's like super comfy. Yeah, it could be like really nicely padded or something. Did we really have to snatch it from the peace-loving people? Never again, even if ordered. Cecil taking a stand. Good for you. Ooh. Hello. And then he turns away. Come on, man. What's wrong? You're not quite yourself lately. Nothing. Then, please don't look away. In Mysidia, we had to rob from the innocent people. Sad Cecil. Oh, dear. This is not my first playthrough. I've played this game many times. I had it as a kid. I beat it when I was in elementary school. So this is an overdue run back. I think the last time I played through this was like 6 or 7 years ago. I felt like just giving it another run through, and it was a good time. No room in that bed for 2 people in Cecil's armor. He's not taking off that armor. Also, Fighter Mage Thief, good to see you tonight. I am just a dark knight with no courage to disobey his majesty. The real Cecil I know would never whimper like this. You're going to miss tomorrow, right? If anything should happen to you. Sad Rosa. Don't worry. Kane is coming too. Also, Kane is joining me. It's late. Go back to your room. Take care. The emotional transitions there are a little rough, but I mean we get what's going on here. Cecil's really beaten up on himself. Rosa knows how to motivate him. Knows how to get to the real Cecil there. Kind of helps snap him out of it. Thanks, Rosa. Still, I am just a Dark Knight, and this is something he's gonna struggle with for a while. But character development, chat. Something at this point we hadn't gotten, because Final Fantasy 1 doesn't. You don't really play real characters in Final Fantasy 1. Do you think JRPGs sleep in their armor? Always. Every time. Let's go, Cecil. Outside the castle is the city of Baron. Let's gather information and equipment in the city. Here we go! It must be really comfortable armor, yeah. I'm assuming it's like really finely padded inside. Like you can just kind of cozy up in it. Because I mean, if they're gonna be sending him off into the wilderness, you want to be able to just curl up in it. Thus, the Dark Knight Cecil was expelled from his command as a captain of the Red Wings, and he and Dragoon Kane left Baron for the village Mist in a valley enclosed in a deep fog. Airships had been a dream of many people. After the realization of the dream came greed and ambition. Don't know how that relates to him to airships, but okay. Through its fleet of airships, Baron became the most powerful nation. I mean, they eventually connected back together, but it's a weird transition. But why is Baron seeking the crystals? Why do the monsters keep increasing? Yeah, 2 moons. Keep that in mind. 2 moons. It will be important. The crystal was shedding its light silently. That's a weird line, but I really like it. It's one of those lines where it adds to the mystique of the game just by how bizarre it is. Does any other franchise have a prelude theme like Final Fantasy? I mean, I feel like Dragon Quest does. Dragon Quest has the Dragon Quest theme. Everybody knows the Dragon Quest theme. This is the training room for you warriors. We teach you how to advance in your adventure. You'd better listen to the instructions or you may not go far. In the interests of time, I'm gonna skip the training room I know everything in here. There are no particular surprises in here. We can always revisit it in the future if we want, because I think most towns have a training room. Cecil the Red Wing. Misty Valley is beyond the Cave of Northwest. It's the item shop. Do not forget to take Cure 1, Heal, and Tent. It'll be tough outside the town. Yep, the Cave of Northwest. Alright, Cure, Life, Tent, Carrot, tasty. Heal, and Ether 1. Screaming Candles, very calming. So this is kind of ridiculous. I always thought this was a really weird thing in this game. The Serpent Road.
I like it.
This is the Serpent Road that leads to Mysidia. But now Mysidia has sealed the road. If... stick with me here for a second, chat. If Baron has a portal directly to Mysidia, why did they send a fleet of airships to steal the crystal? I know why this exists. We'll talk about why this exists later. It's kind of a necessary conceit for the way the plot unfolds, but this always bothered me. It has been sealed at Mysidia's end. The Final Fantasy game that cast this franchise speaks in fluent Arafarm. Locked. Airships move men and material and forest in a way the portal can't clearly. I mean, I will actually accept that as an answer. That is honestly a pretty decent answer. Airships are also an extremely imposing show of force, so... I accept that there are reasons, but at the same time, it's just... It's one of those things, like... Why do you have the Serpent Road if you've already established this? But I know why they have the Serpent Road, and we'll talk about that later. More all-night work. He still feels young. Town folks speak ill of soldiers and the king. My father often quarrels with them for that. The Guide of World Birds. The History of Shipbuilding. Ouch! I love that you can burn yourself on fireplaces because you're a moron. I think the other localization established is really tiring to travel through it, especially on mouse. Oh, okay. That's clever. That's clever. Also, good evening, Shadows. It's good to see you. Buoyancy and its principles. These books don't have titles. It's the new engine. Crystals can't be taken through it, maybe? That would also make sense. Why is the king training the soldiers how to use the sword of the dark side? Why indeed? Don't go to Mist. It will be awful. I can tell. Aha. All right. Gotta point this out. Final Fantasy games often have stuff hidden around. Final Fantasy IV is like peak hidden shit. There is so much secret shit in this game. It is mind-boggling. So, Kane told us to go to the town of Baron to gather information and equipment. The equipment part is going to be kind of hard because the equipment shop is locked. Another potion in the pot. Always check the pots. Always check the pots. Always, 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 always check the pot. Why are we in such dark armor? Are you a bad guy? Are we the baddies, chat? Wanted, great dancers. Ask at the counter. Baronian Inn. Not too late to change our career, chat. 50 GP a night. Highway robbery. I refuse. More potion. Cave in North Wales that held the Sword of Dark Side. He went to the School of Night to learn the style of swing to use it. Wonder how I get in there. Like that. Cure, heal, tent. I'm trying to remember. I think if you leave these chests alone, they become something else later in the game. But I'm not going to worry about that because it doesn't matter. Cecil, I've done nothing. I've never failed to pay the taxes. Nice little bit of setting establishment there. Cecil is obviously a very intimidating presence. Welcome, Mr. Dark Knight. Money? No, I can't charge you. It's weird you don't actually get access to a weapon shop for a surprising length of time. It's true, yeah. And I think even when you do, there's like nothing for Cecil either. Ouch! Sorry, I love that. Alright, so this is Rose's mother. The king's become dreadful. I heard you did an awful thing in Mysidia. Don't drag Rose into trouble, I beg you. We're not popular with Rose's mom. Maybe because we stole her ether off the shelf. These things are worth 10,000 GP. And we stole her tent. I mean, I don't think she's going camping anytime soon. But I'm just saying. I think part of it is a Final Fantasy 2 easy type thing. They buffed the weapons but removed a lot of the viable ones. I gotcha. Wow, the Dark Knight. A bit scary, but cool. Oh, the Dark Knight. Want to see something? Brace yourselves, chat. It's party time. Rather notably, this first dancer is out of sync with the music by a couple beats. We won't hold that against her. Here, we can go jump the water. And we can splash around in here. I haven't actually played SAS Final Fantasy IV in so long. I love it. I can't go any further. I wonder why. Because there's secret shit in the water, chat! Secret chests abound. You must comb over areas obsessively to find secret things. So many secrets, and some of them are really, really useful. Like, this early on in the game, we're mainly gonna be finding, like, potions and tents and stuff, but yeah. Just cries out as you're a lonely kid. We all do what we have to do to get by. Secret campsite at the bottom of the lake. Almost eldritch. A door at the west building in the town. It's the underpass to the Castle Baron. Alright. Also. Secret in the trees! Brings us out to this field of tall grass. And more potions! Sometimes you're a lonely kid, sometimes it's just that everyone else your age sucks. Comb the grass. Life potion, like, I don't even think those are generally available at this point in the game, so good on us. Alright, so we got Cecil, our level 10 Dark Knight, and Kane, our Dragoon. Cecil comes equipped with Shadow gear. Shadow sword, Shadow shield, Shadow helmet, Shadow armor, and Shadow gauntlets. Kane comes with iron stuff and a spear. Link's wondering why the grass hasn't been cut yet. You're sweet to comfort him. He was definitely a lonely kid. We've seen Ninja Gaiden too. Alright. And here we are on the world map. And God almighty, do I love this world map theme so much. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and enjoy it, honestly. It is so good. I think, like, as a kid, when I got this game, it was a revelation. Like, it was incredible to me. The opening was amazing. All the story and dramas stuff. Exploring the castle, exploring the town. The world map, though, there's really, really something special about this world map. It's so rich and it's so vibrant. The ocean is so wonderfully animated. And, like, it's a little thing, but I love that the first time you really get to see the world map. I mean, we were flying over it earlier in the intro, whatever. The first time you really get to get out on the world map, there's a little bit of everything. There's the castle, there's the town, there's the fields, there's the forest, there's a desert to the west, there's a river to the north, there's a bridge over the river, there's shoals to the east, there's the ocean, there's the mountains, there are whitecaps. Everything is right here. It really, really kind of sets the scene. Gives you the promise for the future of this game. Spoiler alert! As you explore the world itself isn't actually that interesting. It's not one of the better, like, JRPG worlds to wander, but it's got a really powerful start. And I do want to give it credit for that. I'm going to go ahead and pop a new save out here. Ignore this. Don't worry about that. We're doing a fresh start here. Instead of going west, we're going to go south. Because I think there's something down here, if I remember correctly. I was surprised by eagles. World maps, dude. I miss world maps so bad. I really, my biggest disappointment with Final Fantasy X is that it doesn't have a real world map. I miss world maps so much. There's really something magical about them. Yeah, I will always love world maps. Oh no, there isn't anything down here. I'm wrong, never mind. Lol, and also Lamau. Got a regular fight theme until 13, even it doesn't suck at everything. Gross, float eyes. Whack, 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 whack. As for 13.2's battle theme, was Beholder already copyrighted? Beholder's been copyrighted for a long time. There's even a waterfall, chat. There's a big, pretty waterfall. There's nothing behind it, if I remember correctly. Remember how bitchy Kronos is when he paused during his fight in Hades too? Back from internet hell, anything happened in chat while I was going? Not really. We're just gushing about the game right now. Beating up on some imps and a sword rat. Rated 67 people and Oddish was a lonely kid. Guilty as charged. Come on, man. Only child, gamer in the early 90s. Recipe for disaster. Free potion! I love it. We'll pop us another save, just to make sure things don't go badly. I had a sister, I still know where all the extra lives are in Sonic 3, man. You got one up on me. This is a very misty cave. Full of bullshit. I'm an only adult here in my study abroad class, so hey. I mean, honestly, enjoy it. Alright, you beat up that thing. Whack, whack. Let's do a jump. And then we'll parry, not guard, parry. It's the same thing as guard. World map's not anything about a large part why I tend to have more affinity with older JRPGs. Oh yeah. World maps are wonderful things. I really, really, really lament their loss. Kane comes in with the elbow drop! Final Fantasy IV has a lot of really interesting enemies. They will get progressively wilder as we go. Go back. Who is it? Parry is shorter than defend by 1 letter, so it goes. But it's not shorter than guard. Music is so underappreciated. It is! It is! Look, I love Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI will always be my favorite Final Fantasy. And it has a very solid soundtrack, but like, Final Fantasy IV's is special. It is straight special. It is a big reason why this game is so incredibly cozy. I love how if you walk back over the go back tiles, it happens again. 6 is kind of unremarkable. 4, 7, and 12 are top notch. 7 has a really good soundtrack too. 7's world map theme is actually the only one I actually learned to play on piano. I'd say 4 has better music and characters, just not the best gameplay or story overall. SNES Golden Era was all amazing. Here. Yeah. Cecil gained a level. That's it, he gained a level. Nothing special. Good night, Arcane, thanks for coming out. Good to see you. That's a lot of imps. Good sir, that's a lot of imps. 5 is one of your favorite Final Fantasy OSTs overall. I like the very upbeat prog rock vibe it carries. 5 is also your favorite. Yeah, I mean, that's a big factor in it, too. I have a special weakness for Final Fantasy VI music because Final Fantasy VI is my favorite. I was just typing up some slander against 5 OSTs. Yeah, around a corner in Baldur's Gate 2 and there were 7 goblins. I was like, this is some fucking bullshit. Really like the overworld theme for 8? I don't remember it. Chat, I don't want to threaten you. I don't want to scare anybody. I'm gonna have to stream Final Fantasy VIII sometime. I'm gonna have to do it. I've been wanting to revisit that game for too long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sicko's dead JPEG. Oh no. A whole letter F. If I were the king of the world, I'd make Final Fantasy 17 go back to the Final Fantasy 5 leveling mechanics. Open up now, coward. Why wait? 2 also has a world map theme I like. It feels super uniquely melancholy. I don't think I need to worry about anything. All for Quistis showing up. I'm sorry. I know she's problematic, but I love Quistis. Leave now. Is it a monster? 1's from Baron. This song, this track right here, God. Oh my God. I love it. It's really Quistis. I already said Quistis. I say Quistis because I like Quistis. I don't even care if it is Quistis. I think Quistis sounds better. I don't give a fuck. Who are you? Not a question, a statement. Return now and I will not harm you. Show up! Do you still wish to go on? No. 1's from Baron. Who are you? Show up! Do you still wish to go on? No. Yes, let's do this thing. We must deliver this capital P package to the Village of Mist. And no, I'm not talking about Cain. Then I must. The mist is gathering. The boss theme in this game is so good too. It's the Demon's Check your D's for mist. All the boss themes. Oh yeah, this has multiple boss themes, and they are all insanely good. Even if you fuck this up, it's not the end of the world. But I'm still being... There we go. Turned into mist. Don't hit it. Just don't. And since this is an ATB game, we can just sit around and wait. I don't have to bother guarding or anything. What's up, Itzuna? Good to see you. Translation of the old Japanese Final Fantasy IV guide trying to add lore to the world is so funny until nobody on staff knows what a realistic city is. Now, get ready to fight! Like, guess what Baron's canon population is? The entire kingdom of Baron? 3,500. I grew up in a podunk country town in North Carolina. It's still like 80,000 people. Alternatively, maybe there's just not that many people in the world of Final Fantasy. Like, maybe the world's population is like 8,000 or something. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. One of the things I love about world maps in JRPGs is that they are symbolic. They are representative. They're not meant to be taken at face value because, I mean, on the face of it, you would be like a 200-foot person stomping across the plains, right? So you can never really be entirely sure how much land or how many like incidental like towns and villages and settlements are not being shown. Chat. I've had a lot of wine tonight. This is great. I think it's as high as 8,000. If you tell me it's 800, I believe you. Ambiguity scale does add a sense of mystery and exploration of its own. It does. And that's another big reason why I miss JRPG world maps so much. Oh, come on. Fuck you, imps. Sometimes it really is a 200-foot humanoid stomping around the map. I'd play that JRPG. Fucking kaiju RPG? Hell yeah. Sign me up. Whatever. Alright, we've made it to this itty-bitty, teeny-tiny valley. Let's go to this town we can't not go to. Canon population of the entire world of Final Fantasy IV is 6,400. Welcome to the Village Mist chat. A sleepy little burg nestled in this remote valley. Surely nothing bad ever happens here for any reason at all. Package opened out automatically. That's convenient, right? Now we don't have to bother opening it ourselves. Those are bombs. Chat, it's possible we may have fucked up. Village Mist, we just killed their mayor back there. Mayor Dragon. Mayor D-Mist. What? We brought this package to burn the village? Why? Mommy, who's that? My mom's dragon fell, so my mom did too. Okay, this really needed a better translation. They will recontextualize this later, but long story short, people who summon monsters, their very lives are connected to the summoned monster. if the summoned monster dies, the summoner dies as well. I've heard of the people with the power to summon monsters. They are callers. We defeated the dragon, so her mother is gone also. What a great thing to just suss out in front of the child you just orphaned. Good job, idiot. You've beaten my mother's dragon. We didn't mean to do this to your mother. Sad Cecil. His Majesty wanted to wipe out the callers of his village and used us to do it. Incredible. Incredible is not the word I would have used there, chat. I'm afraid we must do away with her too. Kane, she's just a kid. You dare to renounce your loyalty to His Majesty? Forget it. Never again will I follow such an order. Yeah, Kane's a bit mood swingy. Keep that in mind. Might be important later. Well, Cecil, I knew you'd say so. I won't let you do it alone. Kane? I owe His Majesty much. Still, I cannot disgrace the Dragoons. Then will you? But Baron is the mightiest country in the world. Again! Old school localizations kind of treated each line as their own individual concern and didn't really bother to make dialogues read like dialogues. So, brace yourselves, chat. Final Fantasy IV is going to be full of stuff like this, which is basically two characters talking past each other. Like, we can piece it together because we are adults and we know what's going on, but it's going to be a bit of a rough ride, so buttress your feelings, chat. It's impossible for us to challenge his might alone. We must gather other countries. And you know, we must rescue Rosa. Is Rosa in danger? Thank you, Kane. Not for your sake. Let's get out of here fast. What about that girl? We can't leave her here alone. Listen, it's dangerous here. Come with us, okay? Sorry about that whole murking your mom thing, but you can trust us. It's cool. No! Let's take her. No, go away. Wait, please. Go away. I hate you. I hate you all. Now you can attack her. It doesn't make a difference. And then she summons the Titan. And it kinda hurts, I guess. But it also does cutscene damage to the environment. Some are hilariously irreverent too. Yeah, we're gonna see a fair bit of that. Kind of unintentionally, as the Silent Hill, everyone speaks like someone slightly different in the room effect. Yeah. And I gotta be honest with you, I am not as charitable about that as a lot of people are. A lot of people are okay with the Silent Hill 2 localization because they're like, oh, it makes it all dreamlike and weird and stuff. And I'm like, no, it just sucks. May have been reading lines off a spreadsheet, and the alternative is they may not have even had the spreadsheet. That is also true. We do not know what context they were localizing these lines in. For all we know, the people localizing this may have just had one giant TXT file. There was just a big dump of all the text in the game. Because this was the early 90s, and localization was less a science and more an afterthought. So, oh, she is all right. Kane! Kane? Kane! Sad Cecil. I can't stay here any longer. I have to escape from Baron with this girl. Not that he really needs to escape, because the whole valley caved in. See? Love a town and then wonder why a kid doesn't want to be kidnapped by you. I know, crazy, right? Localization more vibe-based at the time. True enough, true enough. I mentioned it, but I admit that the localization kept the idea of the package of King Baron wanted to send a mystery because the Japanese version outright says Cecil was given the bomb ring. It's like, dog, what did you think of that? So now there's just Cecil. These fights are going to take quite a bit more time. Maybe it was just a bomb ring. Also, I don't know why they put like a nice like mirror lake in the background, but I really like it. Oh, that sucks. Cecil's blind now. He doesn't just have cool shades, he's blind. We'll get through this eventually, though. Like that. We're gonna get plenty of experience this way. Alright, into the vast-ass desert. Oh, look, a tiny town. Perfect. Kaipo. She must rest. This is now literally blind as well as metaphorically. Oh, cruel. No, wait, we're off at the end of the fight. Did it? Welcome. Oh, take her to the room. Hurry up. Money? No, that's okay. Go ahead. I don't hate this. I think having this conversation be entirely one-sided kind of helps convey the urgency of the situation. Thank you. You okay? No. Fucking no. You just murdered her mom and her village was destroyed. And now she's stuck with you. Dumbass. I haven't heard your name yet. I know I have done an awful thing. I can't ask for your forgiveness, but at least let me protect you, please. Sir, why are you trafficking a child? We don't know a whole lot about the world here. Maybe this happens more often than not. Also, a lot of really good nuance given here with the animations. Like after Cecil goes to bed, Rydia actually bothers to look at him. Like she's considering it. Also, I was wrong, chat. Those fuckers from Baron showed up anyway. I finally found you, Cecil. Wait. His Majesty decided the callers of Mr. Too Dangerous to be left alive. What? Hand her over. No. Okay. I'm gonna level with you. The first time I did this fight, I fucked it up real bad. Because I thought the officer was the most dangerous enemy and I should get rid of the most dangerous enemy first. The officer in this battle is immortal. He cannot be killed. The soldiers, however, can. And when you kill all the soldiers, the officer escapes. Otherwise, this battle doesn't end. So, yeah, I've actually lost this battle before. Lucky she didn't stick a knife in his face while he slept? Yeah, seriously. I will say, given how dark some of the subject matter is already, managing to localize it while writing entirely around saying die or death must have been a genuinely hard task. I mean, they just used incredibly awkward or inappropriate terminology. It's not that hard. And then I love that Rydia pretends to not notice any of the, like Mortal Kombat that was just taking place a few feet away from her. And then she's like, did I get you in trouble? I'm sorry. It's for me to apologize. Well, I know you can't forgive me, but you protected me. I'm Rydia. Aww. It's the cute, vulnerable music now. Did I get you in trouble? Good. Die, imperialist pig. That would be funny. I want an RPG. I want an RPG where that happens. Where you have a similar opening to Final Fantasy IV, where the hero reluctantly goes and, like, unknowingly participates in some genocide or something, and then ends up with one of the survivors, and the survivor just, like, unapologetically, unbudgingly hates them through the entire game. Works with them out of necessity, but literally never forgives them. I like the implication that censorship algorithms don't know what unalive means. I am 100% sure the officer is immortal. If you only focus the officer, the battle will never end, and Cecil will eventually die. I know because I've done it. Trash anime MMO I was playing had a document that said instead of dead. I love how curt some of these lines are, like modern localization, be like, I won't let you have her or something. Cecil here just says, what? No! Caller Rydia joined. I think when I was a kid, I called her Rydia, but that's just too awkward. Also, I gotta say, she is cute as a button. Let's go. So using the L and R buttons, you can change who's leading the party, and she is just so damn cute. Did they just leave those dead bodies there? Dude, it's Final Fantasy. When people die, they fade away like a Jedi. There are no dead bodies in Final Fantasy games. Items, the same items. Yeah, they become floaty lights. Didn't you play Final Fantasy X? And if some lady doesn't do a little dance over you, you'll turn into a monster. Telos brought up his daughter Anna alone, but Anna ran away. Foreshadowing, chat. Every boss is like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Kaipo's special refreshment for desert perched throats. Not parched. We don't serve parched throats here. Only throats perched on deserts. I'm on my way to Fabul, but a strange old man is denying the way in the watery pass. Welcome, we have few customers these days because of the monsters. This is something that a lot of Final Fantasy games do. A lot of Final Fantasy games add this observation to the world that monsters are becoming more violent, monster attacks are becoming more frequent. From Final Fantasy, I think 8, they actually started addressing that. All right, Hildy, thanks for coming out. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Final Fantasy VIII actually gets into the mechanics of like monsters existing, and then they continue they continue with that in Final Fantasy IX, which I greatly appreciate, and Final Fantasy X. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII and earlier, it's just like, what are all these monsters doing? Okay, straight up, I love Final Fantasy VIII's excuse for monsters, and it makes for like one of the most insane cutscenes ever. Only the Damsian royalty can enter Cave Antlion to the east of Damsian. When I was a kid, I used to put an extra vowel in here and call it Damasian. I don't know why. I mean, looking at it here, it's very clearly Damsian. Like, there's absolutely no mistaking it. I know, right? I guess kid brains just autocomplete that or something. Damn, Cyan! Alright, welcome to Kaipo. Let's explore. Someone picked up a sick girl from Baron falling down. Even as a kid, I knew this line was wrong. What was the Final Fantasy VIII reason for monsters? Okay. I'm gonna spoil Final Fantasy VIII for y'all real quick. If you don't want to hear it, mute the stream for like the next minute or so, or at least until I start wandering around town again. But, in Final Fantasy VIII, monsters come from the moon. Like, the moon just spawns them. Like, there is some fucked up eldritch shit going on the moon, and it is just like spewing monsters. And during periods when the moon is closest to the planet and the volume of monsters is so great, they actually, like, gravity pulls them from the moon to the planet in, like, this giant, like, they literally fall out of that. No, it's nuts. And there is a cutscene for this, and it is fucking bonkers, and I love it. This is seriously a factor in me wanting to stream Final Fantasy VIII for y'all. Final Fantasy VIII is nuts, okay? It is deeply flawed. It has a troubled localization. It's got some stupid game mechanics, but the story is insane. And I really want to share it with y'all. Anyway, someone picked up a sick girl from Baron falling down. This is a terrible, terrible localization of this line. Somebody found a girl from Baron who is really, really sick and brought her to town. And no, we're not talking about Rydia. Final Fantasy is somehow the only one you played? Holy shit. That's amazing. Welcome to Kaipo of the Damsian Desert. Yeah, spoilers over. Dude, what if the monsters came from the moon? And Laguna is peak. I think... I don't want to talk too much about Final Fantasy VIII because we have Final Fantasy IV right in front of us here. I think Final Fantasy VIII would have been much better... I think it would have been much better received, and I think it would have been a much better game if they had just focused on Laguna. Laguna really should have been the main character. Final Fantasy 12 is a cool reason. It's something like the source of all magic is missed. Also kind of the side effect of mutating what would usually be the normal wildlife into killer monsters. Isn't that the same exact reason as 9? Isn't Mist kind of the instigating factor of everything in the world in Final Fantasy IX? Anna fell in love with a man, but Tella didn't allow her to see him, so they ran away. Underground waterway is northeast of Kaipo, but 8 big sea snakes are blocking the way. I want to play Final Fantasy VIII. My friend got it used and had trouble running it, so I borrowed it and was like, well, this sure is a game. It sure is, man. If there was one Final Fantasy that I would not advise people starting with, it's Final Fantasy VIII. Like, I seriously think Final Fantasy, like, OG Final Fantasy 2 or 3 are probably better entry points than 8. 8 is so fucking weird. 8 is just such a clusterfuck. Like I said, I played Final Fantasy VIII when I was in high school. I hated it. I thought it was terrible. After I beat it, I kind of reflected on it, and, like, I warmed up to it in retrospect, but I seriously haven't played it since then. I seriously have not played Final Fantasy VIII in, like, over 20 years. I want to go to Damsian to be a dancer. Watch me dance. Here we go, chat. Ooh, that leg action, chat. I love that one of the developers of Final Fantasy IV had to make a leg sprite specifically for that scene. This is where I'm supposed to blow chat's mind by minute. I've only played Final Fantasy 14, never played any of the single-player series before. That's interesting. Itzuna, that's genuinely interesting because I know I've never played Final Fantasy 14, but I know by its reputation that Final Fantasy 14 is basically a love letter to all the other Final Fantasies. So I'm really curious what the experience is like playing Final Fantasy 14 without having that context. Their front and rear rows in the party's battle formation place weak ones in the rear row. Chat, quick mechanical aside here. Final Fantasy IV has the distinction of having a 5-character party. Obviously, you can't see that yet because we don't have 5 characters, but maybe you can tell we have 5 slots here. The slots alternate between front row and back row. By default, you have 3 front row slots and 2 back row slots. The change command flips them so that you have 2 front row slots and 3 back row slots. Straight up, this is not terribly important. In the original American version of Final Fantasy IV, this isn't terribly important. But if you really, really want to protect some of your characters, you can futz around with that. The Damsian Castle in the north governs this area. The Crown Prince sings beautifully as a bard. A girl from Baron was kept from falling down. She kept calling you name. Do you know Cecil? Kept from falling down is their very Dragon Ball Z sent to another dimension way of saying dying. A girl from Baron was dying. Do you know Cecil? Maybe. Rosa! Rosa. Cecil, Cecil. Don't leave me, Cecil. Cecil, don't leave me, Cecil. We need Sand Ruby to cure the fever, but it is in the lair of the monster called Ant Lion. The best remedy for the desert fever is the Sand Ruby. Okay, so the implication here is Rosa heard about the shit that went down in the Village of Mist. She was worried about Cecil. She came after him. While she was wandering around the desert all alone, she caught desert fever. She fell down. Some kind unnamed soul found her and brought her to town. And now we need the Sand Ruby if we're to keep her from death. Someone knocked them all down. Surely not Garland. I don't know, DBZ, I still love how their way of riding around some only wearing clothes that say hell is a change to fill home for infinite losers. There is a certain charm to that. I can't deny it. Okay. This is fucked up. Sandmans. To fall down is just a literal version of the word for being defeated, fall in battle. It's interesting seeing these early translations. It really is. It really is. That's a big factor in me streaming this instead of like the 3D remake or the Pixel remake. I want to make sure that people actually get to experience the original game. Because it is a unique and an informative experience. Remember your roots, chat. Remember where all these games came from. Does this version let you use rod as an item? No. The rod does not do anything. Speaking of which, Rydia comes equipped with rod, cap, leather, and iron ring. Physically, she is useless. Spells-wise, she has Cure 1 under white, Ice 1 under black, and she can summon chocobos, as they call her. Also, I love this window transition. It's really hot, the way they all just kind of swoop around the screen. She is essentially dead weight early on. We could try icing one of these guys, but she only has 10 magic points, so whatever. Her 4 kids, One Piece, changing Zoro's backstory, so instead of his friend dying by falling down the stairs, he got jumped by people angry they lost to a girl beaten up badly enough she couldn't fight anymore. Yeah, because nobody was allowed to die in 4 kids localizations. Nobody. We used to have to do that for Maple Story. In the early days of Maple Story, we couldn't say that people died. We just had to say they were defeated. And when talking about monsters, we had to say that you need to hunt monsters, not explicitly kill them. Watery Pass South. Alright, this time I'm actually gonna bother to get all the treasure chests, which may be a bit of a pain in the ass. Oh god, Maple Story censorship. I couldn't say my own class name when I played a sniper. Oh god, yeah, for years, assassins couldn't talk about themselves. They had to call themselves Sins. I remember what a revelation it was when we finally loosened up on that. There was a really funny thing that happened. Like, God, how long ago was it? 6 or 7 years ago, I guess. Nexon launched an RPG called Riders of Icarus. It was a 3D Korean MMO. Its claim to fame was that you could tame all kinds of enemies to use as mounts. It was very mount-focused. I guess coming off the heels of World of Warcraft. When we launched that game, it launched with all of the international, like, banned word lists active, which made chat completely non-functional. Because the English banned word list was already pretty restrictive, like, very restrictive. But when you factored in, like, French and German, like, the overlap was so great, like, people couldn't talk at all. So we had to hotfix that real fast. Couldn't name my character in the new Digimon game Orisa because it had a bad word in it, apparently. Huh. Remake of Tactics ever used to not let you name your army a default name of Flame Scale because it had mescal in it, and that's a drug. So silly, chat. Shit's so silly. I'm pretty anti-censorship in general. Like, look. I went to Costco last weekend, and they were giving out free samples of bitchin' sauce. Like, what's the point? Like, kids are going to be exposed to culture. And cursing is part of culture. It just is, you know? I think we're way past the point where we need to, like, clutch our pearls and gnash our teeth over the possibility of hearing a naughty word, you know? My Costco does have bitchin' sauce, as it turns out. Kindergartenisms drive you nuts, like Unalive and other dumb shit. I mean, what's the point? What is the point? It's so stupid. My big problem... My big problem with censorship is that if you censor a specific word, people are just gonna come up with another word. That's all they're gonna do. Like, all you're going to do is migrate that same meaning to another term. It essentially becomes a pointless arms race against terminology. I hate it. I bought bitchin' sauce at a Winco a while back and it kind of sold me, I will admit. Most kids probably swear way more than adults think. Oh, I know they do. I know they do. Censorship is the act of refusing to sell a grown man a steak because a baby can't eat it. And what kills me, what absolutely drives me insane, is that is that people won't take any kind of issue with that kind of censorship. They won't take issue with like censoring like naughty words and stuff. But oh my god, if some sketchy RPG adds some extra clothes to their underage female characters, oh lord, those people are coming out of the woodwork. We can't be having that. Most Australians swear in the womb. The woke! Chat, I'm telling you right now, if somebody complains about something being woke, you have free and clear license to just disregard all of their subsequent opinions out of hand. Like, they have just abdicated any kind of conscious thought whatsoever. Whoa, let's not sketch this. Let's knock the sketchy RPGs here. Look, man, I'm gonna level with you. I love me some sketchy RPGs, okay? I am, in fact, I don't share this on chat. I don't share this on stream. We don't generally play these games, but I am the target demographic for these like dirty old man games. That being said, I draw the line at underage characters. I do not enjoy that in the least. Like, make your characters as sketchy and objectified as you want, but for fuck's sake, do not make them kids. Tried debating with people of all opinions. Some people just want a villain to hate. It's true. It's true. I gave up on the debate long ago. Like, when it became clear that a certain subset of people were just not going to allow facts to move their opinion any longer, I gave up. Like, what do you do? What can you possibly do? If you can show somebody, if you can present somebody the unvarnished truth, and they're like, nah, I don't think so. What do you do with that? I agree with this, F. The internet has driven the entire world insane. The internet has provided entirely too much cover and too much support to folks with just the most uneducated, reprehensible opinions imaginable. I hate to say it because I love the internet. The internet has been a huge boon to my life. I enjoy it greatly, but I really must admit at this point, I think it was a net negative. I think you can track the maturity of an opinion of a person. This is gonna be a deep ass cut. I think you can track the maturity of an opinion by which ending they choose in the original Deus Ex. Like, when I was a kid, like, obviously merging with the AI and becoming the transcendent super being was objectively the correct decision. Now, oh, I'm standing Tracer Tong the whole way. Like, burn the nets down. Take us back to the Stone Age. It's the only way we're gonna survive the future. Doesn't help the social media optimizes for engagement. No, Hellion, you are 100% correct. The fact that everything is designed for clicks, the fact that everything is just engagement farming, oh my god, that made everything so much worse. It's the commodification of everything. Chat, I don't need to tell you this. You already know this. You're smart people. You're good people. I don't need to tell you that capitalism is the root of all evil. But holy shit, commodifying literally everything, turning everything into some kind of business transaction, putting values on just basic human interaction, that fucked. everything up. Everything. That creates invisible war. Do you want an invisible war? Look, sacrifices must be made. Yeah, constant freaking psychological warfare. Yeah. Commercialism. It's not a product, it's advertising space. Exactly. Yeah, don't even start on people saying you should sell your crochet stuff. Yeah. Fucked up everything. Yes, and that's even more important, Mac. The people in power like it fucked up because they profit from it. They profit from things being fucked up. Internet used to have some manner of self-selection for clarity of thought. People just wanting to spew hatred generally couldn't handle juggling IRQ interrupts to make their combo modem sound card work. It kept the web pure. You know, you're right about that. You're right. It used to be harder. There used to be an actual barrier of entry to that kind of bullshit. You know. I miss the old internet, man. I miss web rings. I miss going online and finding like shrines to people's favorite Final Fantasy character and stuff. I miss those days. I really do. What? You wield the dark sword. Help me, I beg of you. What? Look, chat, we got two whats in the same dialogue box. A wicked bard tricked my daughter into running away to Damcian, and I sense evil in that direction of Damcian. You must be the sage Tella. Nod. I am Tella. I'm going to Damcian to get my daughter who eloped. But a huge monster is blocking the way. My magic is not strong enough to defeat it. Your dark sword might help, and this girl is a caller? She is quite gifted, I sense. We are also on our way to Damcian. Good. Let us work together to get to Damcian. Let's hurry. So this is the actual party join fanfare. Rydia had a more reserved one because her story is so tragic. So someone on YouTube with a gaming impression video, there's just a bunch of algorithm labels smashed together. They didn't mention game in their gaming video title. Yeah, web rings and lists. I miss it. I wonder why I deliberately set my Windows 11 to look like older versions and use WinApp instead of Spotify. I appreciate older tech or hardware. I mean, Shadows, I honestly think nostalgia for times that you didn't actually experience yourself is a thing. I mean, it is, I can tell you straight up, it's literally why I watched Columbo. Like, Columbo was before my time. And I seriously have nostalgia for a period of time that I did not live in. I want so badly for a wise old man to call me Spoonie. Don't we all? Don't we all? Remember when $6 was a lot of money for chili? God. I'm getting bad too. On Blue Sky, I follow all these like old roadside like pics accounts and stuff. I'm getting straight desperate for nostalgia. Iron Ring. You need that. Because Tella's running around down here fucking naked. He's wearing a leather jerkin and that's it. Also, we need to move him over here. That should be fine. Decently advanced programmer. I've literally made a recurrent neural network from scratch. All my own math and everything. I hate AI so much. Get off my UI, dude. Yeah. I installed a Chrome extension to just like block any kind of AI content that I come across. I hate it. I mean, I'm an editor. Like my profession is being threatened by idiots trying to convince other idiots that their AI can do things better than me, which objectively they can't. I've heard the AI bubble is unsustainable. I believe it. Like, I feel like we're kind of teetering on a precipice with AI, where companies have invested enough money in it that they can't afford for it to fail, but people don't want it. Like, people really, really don't want it, and AI so far is not profitable. Like, everybody is still... Like, all these AI companies are still banking on people eventually being willing to put down money for AI. And it all comes down to whether or not that's actually gonna happen. Ah, man. One zombie. I don't think I can kill it by doing 1 damage at a time. An AI bubble falls and can devastate the economy. I kind of worry the AI bubble is the only thing holding back a massive economic depression. I mean, look, I'm gonna level with you. It probably is, but I don't think it's avoidable. Like, I hate to say it, but with the absolute unrepentant dipshits we have in power, I don't think a full recession is avoidable. Like, I've read that like 21 states right now are already in what could be considered recessions. Like, it's already happened. We're just holding back from declaring an actual recession because the stock market's doing great. So, yeah, I hate to say it because I'm out of work right now and it's only going to make things harder for me. So I don't want to admit it, but yeah, I think things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. Well, shit. Benefits of a bubble are almost entirely on paper, yeah. Oh shit, I used lightning. I was supposed to use ice. Well, still got the job done. Also, when you're a frog, you're a frog. Ribbit, ribbit. I think heal will fix it. Yeah, heal will fix it. Heal is a cure-all in this game. God damn it, I went the wrong way. Because I wasn't paying attention. They're literally taking a wrecking ball to the seat of governance of the president at the president's behest. I really hope the next president just tears that shit down. I will seriously cast my vote for the next president based on who will most aggressively erase Trump from history. I'll do it. This has been so much worse than I could ever imagine. I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't even dare to imagine it'd be this bad. We will make things better. There are better days on the other side of this. Let's make sure we keep that in focus. And we all know these slog through the depths to get there. Itzuna, thank you so much for that. I'll be honest with you. I used to be more of a Pollyanna around here. I used to be much more unabashedly positive. And since losing my job last winter, it has been really hard for me. It has been really, really hard for me to stay positive. So I really appreciate folks being willing to step out there and be like, you know what? Things are gonna be better. Affinity Chris, thank you so much for the raid. What's up? Join us. We're just commiserating about the horrible state of humanity right now. And also playing Final Fantasy 2. What we now know is Final Fantasy 6. It has almost been a whole year. I got laid off in January. And it's October. Shit's bad. What's up, Spanker Prime? Good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Last April for you, yeah. Yep, it has been a long haul. Got laid off in February. Honestly, at this point, I'm trying to pivot to a different industry. I have serious doubts that I'm ever going to be able to make it back into the game industry. I think my position was too niche. So I'm seriously looking at just starting over. It sucks. It really sucks. I don't particularly want to, but I don't think I'm being given a choice here. Boy, I wish I had more wine right now. Get that, I was about to leave games too, yeah. It's such a hellscape now. It's so bad. Even companies I could theoretically get a job with right now are struggling terribly. Speaking of struggling terribly, this encounter rate is not letting up. Let's see if I can ice these guys. Yeah, real bad for the game industry in general right now. Developer Megabonk could just never make another game ever again and be set for life. Yeah. One of the lucky ones. One of the smart ones, one of the lucky ones. Good time to be an indie game dev? Yeah. Yeah, my problem, my big problem, my huge problem is that indie developers do not have the money to spend on, like, full force localization. And that's my industry. I'm a localizer. And nobody is hiring localizers except the big companies and the big localization houses. And they don't want to hire people right now because of all the uncertainty in the market. So I'm kind of stuck. So last week off job hunt, there's just nothing out there, yeah. Bad shit. But hey, save point. I feel like it's been a while since we've actually talked about the game that is going on right now. But I wanted to make a small observation here. Final Fantasy IV, for whatever reason, decided to contextualize their save points. Like, it wasn't enough for them to just have a giant S on the floor. They put these weird-ass pillars around them, and I don't really know what they represent. I think they're supposed to be some kind of, like, anti-monster field. But because of the pixelated graphics and the scale at which everything is rendered, I can't tell what they actually are. Curious. Another version of their summoning circle? Okay. Anyway, Tella wants to rest here. A special field here will protect us from monsters, which I assume is contextualized by these pillars. Also, they do this nice atmospheric, like, water drippy in the background instead of background music, which I really appreciate. I think this is the only place in the game where they do this. I think this is the only place in the game where you hear this water dripping. We can use our tent or cabin and even save. Let's rest now and be prepared for the coming battle in my tent. They absolutely look like something to me, and I dare not say it. Fast asleep. She must have been very tired. You said she was a caller of mist. One of the rare times in this game where the dialogue actually follows smoothly from one to another. Cecil actually finishes Tella's sentence, and I appreciate this. You don't have sleeping pillars in your room? She seems very gifted as a magic user. With proper training, she'll be able to wield the magic other than calling monsters. How sweet, just like Anna's childhood. Anna is your only daughter. She ran away to Damsian with a bard because I did not consent to their marriage. Sad Tella. What do you want to go to Damsian for? My friend is suffering from a terrible fever in Kaipo. So you need the sand ruby. So you, too, are in a hurry. What is the monster of this cavern? It's a horrifying monster with 8 huge tentacles. We must defeat it first to save Anna and your friend. Sad Tella. Let's go! So I appreciate that the game gives you a free rest and restore here. The Hydra! Welcome back, Shadows. Sorry your internet died. Rip to a real one. Got us an ice rod. We're gonna equip that straight away. Actually, chat, forgive me for 1 sec. There's a thing. Because I don't know what causes this necessarily, but when I'm playing stuff on the Super NT, the audio gets desynced over time. And for past games, it hasn't really bothered me, but for this one in particular, like, the audio is really important, and it kind of annoys me, so I'm just gonna reset this real quick. Hopefully it won't cause any further problems. I do that by unplugging the HDMI and plugging it back in. It's a pretty low-tech way to do it, but hopefully everything works out. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. We're safe. Nobody died. Everyone's alive. All right, B3F. The Threef. I love this huge... Okay. Chat. As part of my requisite gushing over this game, I want to say, I actually really like this cave. I really like how pretty it is. I really like how as you go down, as you descend further into it, it kind of like spreads out more. It kind of becomes more vast. Like the third subfloor of this place actually has like a massive waterfall, like so vast you can't see the edges of it. I think that's really, really cool. And of course the beautiful scenic zombies, yes. Can you actually use this? Cool, okay. I don't think rods break in this version. I think that's something they added as a risk reward in future versions. I think it's still following item rules from the original Final Fantasy here. I think. Do it again! Whee! Almost got him. What games do the rods break? I think in the remakes they do. Alright, so we're actually moving up to the second subfloor. Okay, this is super important. I don't know if you can see this on the stream, but the wall directly ahead of me is differently colored. Whereas the rest of the walls are kind of tan, that one is slightly blue, yeah. Final Fantasy IV is chock fucking full of these things. There are so many secret passages in this game. It is bonkers. And it is important that you be aware of them because sometimes I don't think there's anything mission critical hidden behind them, but the further you go in the game, the more valuable the items hidden behind them are. And by the end of the game, you are straight up missing out on like super weapons if you're not paying attention to this shit. Yeah, in the final, oh god, in the final dungeon. Yeah, oh boy. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to handle the final dungeon for this stream. Because I definitely want to get the stuff. But the stuff requires a fair bit of grinding to get. Not that I'm going through this game particularly fast, chat. I mean, tonight's a 3-hour stream, and we're not even all the way through the flooded passage. Hidden walls, I'd rather do something normal like dodge 100 lightning bolts. Like I said, I love Final Fantasy X, but the only super weapon I bothered to get in that game was the one for doing the Cactar village, because I love Cactars. That must have been for Auron's weapon, because I know I broke the damage limit on Auron's weapon. Rather do the Final Fantasy X Chocobo race 20 times and dodge those lightning bolts. Wow. I forgot how aggro OG Final Fantasy IV's encounter rate could be. Damn, chat, if we can get through this, maybe we can do Skies of Arcadia at some point. So this guy's heal spells on dead and one-shots him? I totally forgot about that. I should do that. You're right, Dread. You're absolutely right. I reckon games like the Mary Skelter series do nothing for you when talking earlier about games with certain character archetypes. I don't even know Mary Skelter. I'm not familiar with it. Classic D&D shit? Yeah. No, I remember from Final Fantasy. I just I can be kind of bad about applying that knowledge sometimes. Final Fantasy X actually has a boss that you can two-shot with healing items, which I think is really, really cool because that fight is fucking hard if you don't. Trashy RPG series of choice is Sakura Wars. All right, let's do it. Let's see what Cure 1 gets us. Yeah, not one-shotting. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Legends final boss is a joke with healing. Yeah. I've always heard that's an error. Like, it was actually, like, tagged wrong. So that's not supposed to work, but it does. Oh, I meant to have her use her Ice Rod. Patience goes off. I love that, though. I love final bosses, or big bosses that can be cheesed by stuff. I love that Mystic Quest final boss can be trivialized using, like using heal magic. I love that Final Fantasy Legends final boss can be trivialized by chainsawing them. Final Fantasy 8 Biggs and Wedge fights, you can turn one zombified, the other will try to use a cure spell, and then they fight each other. Oh, that's cool! You have to remind me of that when I inevitably do stream Final Fantasy 8. Cactuar villagers for Riku's weapon. I couldn't remember how to look up. How did you get Aron's weapon? Because I know I had Aron's weapon. His was like the only one that had a damage break on it. Because like I two-shot the final boss with him. So I know I had it, but I don't remember what I did to get it. God was a tiny Amish man in my Game Boy screen and I chainsaw the bastard. Aron's with the Monster Arena? What the fuck? Did I do the Monster Arena? I have no memory of this. I did not do Blitzball. My roommate did Blitzball. My roommate was a fucking, like, oh my god, this encounter rate. My roommate was fucking crazy. He didn't do Blitzball for the ultimate weapon. He did Blitzball because he just loved it that much. Waldarm's 2 as an optional boss is either incredibly hard or obliterative at a single casting of a starter spell from one of your party members. So, okay, the way Final Fantasy X works, everyone has a final weapon. Everyone's final weapon has 3 parts. It has the weapon, it has the crest, and it has the sigil. The weapon does nothing by itself. The weapon is just a special weapon that has 4 ability slots on it. The crest adds the first of the abilities, and the sigil adds the other 3 abilities. And I think it's usually the sigil that has damage limit break on it. The weapon is usually very easy to get. The crest is usually pretty easy to get. And then the sigil is fucking impossible. The sigil is like the nightmarish part. All right, Watery Pass North. I gotta throw this out here, chat. This is so fucking cool looking. Like, we've actually been climbing up through the Watery Pass. We've actually been going up through the levels. And at this point, we're high above all the water features that we were just walking through below. So with this parallaxing view, we can see it all below us, and it's so cool. Yeah. I am not gonna apologize for gushing over this game, chat, because its aesthetic in certain places is absolutely immaculate, and this is one of them. Like, I cannot stress this enough. I went straight from Final Fantasy 1 on the NES to this. This is just an unbelievable upgrade. And I got the Darkness Sword. Cool, let's equip that shit. Huge upgrade for Cecil, except unless you're fighting against undead. Do not fight undead with that. First time viewer here tonight, I'm loving the gushing, appreciating for the stuff. Absolutely don't apologize. I won't. I don't plan on it. Yeah, Idzuna, like, nostalgia is a huge part of my channel. Typically on Thursdays and Saturdays, I go through old issues of Nintendo Power because they were such a huge part of my childhood, and I wanna share that with future generations. But yeah, when we play retro games around here, it's usually because it's something that I missed out on experiencing and I want to experience, or it's something like this, where I want to share how much I love this game with people. This is, yeah, Lord Crispin, this was Final Fantasy 2 on the NES. Final Fantasy 1 was Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. Final Fantasy 2 on the Super Nintendo was Final Fantasy 4, and then Final Fantasy 3 on the Super NES was Final Fantasy 6. We did not get the real 2, 3, or 5 until much later and on different consoles. We can go out from here. The monster is in the cave beyond there. We should camp to regain our strength out there. Oh yeah, there's this like weird little valley area, which is specifically so you can use a tent. I was glued to the stream during Final Fantasy VI as I wanted to hear his input on the game. Did not disappoint. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. I love playing new games that I haven't played before. Hopefully y'all had a really good time playing Kingsfield 2 recently when we did that, and Earthbound, which, much to my shame, I never played Earthbound until just this year. But yeah, when it comes to games like this, I really just want to share my appreciation for them. Anyway, let's throw ourselves over a waterfall. It's down here. Whee! Splasho. Okay, there's no treasure down here. So we did all that climbing just to end up, I guess, in that high valley, and then fling ourselves way back down into the basement. Alligators are weird in this game. They actually get double attacks. XCOM Apocalypse stream was what finally convinced me to give the series an honest chance. Man, XCOM. I kind of hate that I haven't gone back to XCOM yet. XCOM Apocalypse was so much fun. Well, okay, part of the problem is I don't actually love any of the XCOM games as much as I love Apocalypse. I'm a really weird XCOM fan in that sense. Like, XCOM Apocalypse was my first XCOM, and it kind of set the stage for me. So I have trouble going back to the older turn-based ones. I played the remake, and I love the remake. I never played XCOM 2 past that. Oh yeah, Mario Rabbids. I've heard such good things about that. I should play that, shouldn't I? Absolutely bonkers thing to have carry the torch for the XCOM series, but, you know. XCOM, the don't bother naming your soldiers game. That's the fun part, though. XCOM 2 is very good. Someday, chat. Someday we're gonna stream more XCOM. I have no fear in committing to that. We will do it. I just don't know when. I like the Rabbit games. Admittedly, the unit management simulation side between fights is a huge part for you. I've never played any of them. I just know them by the reputation. Darkness Glove and Darkness Helm. Well, gee, I wonder what we should do with this. By the way, the stats in this game, if I remember correctly, are very simplified. The sword is attack power, the shield is defense power, and the orb is just like generic magic power, I think. I mean, they do break it down on the status. Maybe it's just like basic attack, defense, and magic defense on there. And then in the status screen, they break it down to like strength, agility, vitality, wisdom, will. I love they made it so not everyone was right-handed too. That's right, yeah. Somebody is left-handed. I forget who it is. Hey, played Valkyria Chronicles? No, I haven't. Alley fucking gators, man. Kane is one of them? Oh, you're right, yeah, because their weapon was in their second slot. Of course it became. Rydia on the absolute cusp of eating shit here. You think I'd really get into Valkyria Chronicles? Honestly, I've always wanted to play Sakura Wars. Oh my god. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting more toads. Fuck you. Lake. Just generic lake. Oh no, we don't need... Tele doesn't have Cure 1, he has Cure 2. How funky. Well, Cure 1 only costs 3. Valkyria is where the try is quite different. Fan translation of both Valkyria... sorry. Sakura Wars 1 and 2 come very recommended from you. Lattice for... Darkness Armor and Ether 1. Alright, Cecil is fully up. Chat, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. God damn it, Manic! Alright, I'm not fighting this battle. This is gonna suck. I don't want to be tiny-fied. Dude! No, we're not fighting tiny mages. Fuck tiny mages. I hate them. He's coming! Also, he's here. Octomam! How are the tiny mages in the water? I guess they float. Okay, I like this boss because he looks fucking psychotic. And I think that's really cool. Alright, let's lit him up. Took me years to realize I was supposed to be Octomammoth. Can I level with you, Shadows? I never knew that. You just imparted that knowledge upon me right now. So congratulations. Also, this is a really cool boss. Because, like, you're, like, destroying its tentacles. Yeah, Octomam has crazy eyes. It is a fucking weirdo. Yeah, we're, like, blasting its tentacles off. So I like the way it changes over the course of the fight. That was one of the things I really liked about Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, is that the bosses were dynamic. Like, the bosses would actually change as you beat them up. And it was always a shame to me that more RPGs didn't do that. I understand it's a lot of work, you know? There really aren't many other bosses in this game that do this kind of thing, but it's a nice touch. It's really cool. Proto Ultros. Ah, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Good job! He's slowing down. I have a friend who really likes Super Mario RPG and got Final Fantasy IV recently and went, wait, is this where the Mario RPG secret boss theme comes from? Yup. As it happens. All his casting and Cecil casually swinging a sword for 3 times the damage. Look, they're doing the best they can, okay? Rydia's a literal child. It's amazing she's here at all. Final Tentacle should be flipping the bird. I mean, it kind of could be. It's like up like that, so. Boom. Look at that XP. And just don't level up, because who gives a shit. Dun dun dun. Now we can go to Dempsey, and from behind this waterfall, it leads to the exit. Alright, chat, get ready. Get ready. The moment you've all been waiting for is about to arrive. We're almost there. It's Damsian! Wait, what's going on? Hey, it's the Red Wings. I know those guys. Oh, shit! Well, we almost made it. Hey, we're walking here. Are they okay? They'll be fine. They're just sleeping. They took the crystal. Okay, so terrible bombardments for the airships. I need to clarify something. So visually, we just watched the Red Wings do a strafing run on Damsian. In practice, they actually whooped down, fought everybody, stole the crystal, and whooped back up. You're supposed to pick that up through dialogue with all the dying soldiers. Whooped is the technical term, yes. Maybe they came back to bomb. You know what, Hellion? That's very astute of you. That never occurred to me. Maybe Baron invaded. Maybe they did a ground invasion. Came in here, wrecked the place up, stole the crystal, and then on the way out, did a victory lap and bombed the place into dust. That's a very good point. I never thought about that. There's a pod of recovery above. Do you want me to, like, drag you over to it or something? Oh, no, they totally would. Baron are such dicks in this. They don't use that stinger very often in this game. In fact, this might be the only place where they use that. That is Anna! Anna! You're the bard. You did this to her. Bard fight. Boss fight. I'm not controlling this, chat. You swindler. Please listen. You spooty bard! He said the line, chat. Please. He said the line! God, I wish I had air horns for this. Shut up! What, that's a tattoo? Listen! Shut your mouth. You know, Edward is really lucky that Tella's not busting out the actual magic here. He's just smacking with a staff. Then Anna's like, please stop. Let's all gather around the dying girl. Are you all right? No, obviously. Father, Edward is the Prince of Damsian. He was disguised as a bard when he came to see me in Kaipo. Forgive me, Father, for running away. But I love Edward. We thought of asking for your consent, but when we were about to leave, Golbez attacked with Baron's red wings. Who is that man? I don't know. First mention of Golbez, chat. Certainly not the last. But why? He took our crystal of fire, and Anna shielded me from the arrows. So yeah, they had to physically be here to shoot arrows at Edward so that Anna could dive in the way and take one for the team. Loved him that much. Father, forgive me. I love Edward. Blarg. Who is Golbez? I heard that he's gathering crystals using Baron's red wings. Sob, sob. Stop crying. Your tears won't bring back Anna. Wait for me, Golbez. I'm coming to avenge my daughter. Wait, you're a really useful party member. You can't go alone. And they just smack Cecil's shit up. Like, damn, Tella? I don't need any help. This is my own affair. Tella left. That's an understatement. Anna. So then he just starts playing the harp, because I guess that's what he does when he's sad. Cry, baby. You're a man. You're a grown-up. You're not the only one who has lost loved ones. I absolutely love the dynamic between Rydia and Edward. Like, this is truly an inspired part of this game. Like, you meet Rydia by killing her fucking mom and leveling her village. And she finds it in her heart to come with Cecil after that. So when Edward is here, like, crying his eyes out over his lost love, Rydia's like, get the fuck over it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Loot Theme was one of the other first songs I learned on guitar, and that was a mistake. Oh yeah, this sounds hard, man. This sounds really fucking hard. Yeah, now instead of an awesome mage, we have this dipshit. Rydia. Spit that truth. You may be right, I'm just a coward, but I don't care. I'm staying here with Anna. And then Cecil smacks his shit up. You're not the only one who is sad, Edward. Besides, Anna won't be happy if you do that. We really need your help. Please come with us. We don't, actually. We really don't. My help? I am Cecil. I'm looking for the Sand Ruby to help my friend who is ill in Kaipo. And I need your help. Help you? Yes. You. She seems to be an important person. You shouldn't lose your loved one. The Sand Ruby is made from the antlion when it lays its eggs in the cave. The cave is in the east, but we must go across the shallows to get there. There is the hovercraft in Damsian we can use. We can also go to Kaipo through the shallows. Let's hurry. Prince Edward joined. As a bard. And a spoony one at that. Corpse is literally on the ground in front of him and broke it over it. Goodbye, Anna. One thing the Japanese version of this game did is make Edward a more useful character. The charm ability to free handy and later version added even more. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is arguably the weakest party you have in the entire game. Because Rydia is not that useful, and Edward is straight fucking deadweight. I really miss this era when all the heroes are motivated by get this, wanting to do good. I mean, you can't really blame them, like... RPGs try to, like, break out and do new things, you know? It's hard for an RPG to really make its bones by doing the same thing over and over and over again. Alright, real quick, I'm trying to remember, I think there's some secret shit in here. But I'm not 100% sure where. I'm also not 100% sure if we can actually do it right now. Because some of the secret shit in some of these castles is guarded by some really nasty monsters and boxes. You can go to Kaipo along the shallows with the hovercraft. Road to Fabul through Mount Hobbs is being blocked by thick ice. One thing I love about this game is how much it implements little gameplay mechanics with the storytelling. Yes, big agree. Big agree. That wall of ice blocking Mount Hobbs is a perfect example of that. Alright, I guess not. To respect complex morality and depth, too many protagonists nowadays are jerks who only want revenge or women. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. It is a bit of a problem. Kill those old people that are clearly working with the Empire. Yeah, how did they get to survive when Anna had to eat shit, huh? Sorry, we're gonna do a little wall humping here. I thought there was stuff hidden in Damsian. But I could be wrong. Oh, no, there is. I think it's this way. Here we go. Here we go. Yep, the basement. I lost my sight. Are you my allies? Keep the treasure inside away from the enemies. Did Did I save already? I'm sorry. I gotta do this again because if there's a nasty monster in a box here, I don't want to die. Yeah, I did. Some of the monsters in boxes are really fucking nasty. I'm just saying. I don't remember where they all are. Inevitably, we're gonna come across one of these castles where like the enemies are just gonna rock our shit. And I'm gonna be completely unprepared. It's gonna suck. Crossbow, leather, and a ruby ring. Okay. Let's see if we can make Edward useful. Fuck your dreamer shit, man. Oh, I can't give him the crossbow because I don't have any ammo. This is from the days when you actually needed ammunition for your weapons. Final Fantasy 13 is the one party dynamic that I very much did not vibe with. Yeah, my biggest problem with Final Fantasy 13 is I hated all the characters. I just fucking despise pretty much all the main characters. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't even have a party. First Final Fantasy ever to go solo. I've heard Final Fantasy 16 is like barely an RPG. It's more like an action game. On the Dragon Quest games, Stripe hides mimics in wells of all things. Alright, Cure. Iron Arrow. White Arrow. That's racist. Life. Ether. White. Cure. No iron arrows in that one. Okay, so we have 10 iron arrows and 20 white arrows. I'll leave him with his dreamer for now. But when we get to actual, like, fighty times, I'm gonna swap him out for that crossbow. I go in depth on it, so I suspect it was not meant to be a Final Fantasy game at all. Could be, yeah. Alright, so one neat thing about the hovercraft is there are no random encounters while you're flying around in it. And it can hover over these shallows, so we can go back to Kaipo this way, which we don't need to do, but we can. So you see the blend of elements leaning more on the action part of all of it. So yeah, there's nowhere else to go if you don't have the hovercraft, but you can use it to like zoom across these shoals. I think this is the cave we need to go through. And then this is Mount Hobbs, which we're not going to bother with yet. Alright, chat. I would love to keep going tonight, but it is getting late, and I need to be up early tomorrow for some chores and stuff. And, I mean, we've accomplished a fair bit. We've made a good start of it. We've got Edward and Rudy in our party. We know where the Sand Ruby is. So. When we come back tomorrow, we'll get the Sand Ruby. We'll heal up Rosa. We'll make our way through Mount Hobbs and on to more stuff in Final Fantasy IV. I'm really happy to be doing this, chat. This is, I think, exactly what I need to be streaming right now. Something comfy, something familiar. I cannot stress how cozy this game is. It is just, it's like a warm blanket wrapped around my psyche right now. I love this game. I love this game so much. And I am already really excited to come back to it tomorrow. So, for the foreseeable future, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are going to be Final Fantasy IV until we get through it. I may take occasional breaks from it to do other stuff, but I can't say for sure. We're in the throes of Chaos Timber right now. Thursday, we're going to be doing a special SNES import night. If there are SNES games that never made it to the United States that you'd like to see tried out, you can submit them using our channel points. We call them Dragon Coins because that's really funny. Friday, we'll do some kind of variety night, and Saturday, we will start up the next issue of Nintendo Power, which will be November of 1995. Perish the thought we may actually get to 1995's November before we get to 2025's November. That would just be weird. But yeah. 'Twas a good raid choice. I'm happy to hear it. Everybody who raided me tonight, Mizroy, Blue Zest, Affinity Chris, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all are absolute gems, and I appreciate you very much. So let's see if we can't find somebody to raid off into ourselves. Hopefully somebody I know is up right now. Doesn't look like it, though. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to let y'all go for the evening. But thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me. Bad news, the delivery is bombs. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight for Final Fantasy IV. I mean, it's not a surprise that this is a good time. A nice, warm, fuzzy time for everybody, but I'm glad we can do this together. So hopefully I will see you all out tomorrow night for more of this. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.